You may already have watched our video on using the database Galen context opposing viewpoints to look for possible topics for persuasive essays or speeches. In this video, we're going to look at what is similar and different about using Points of View Reference Center to achieve the same purpose. This is another database that's geared around controversial issues. It's from a different company, the EBSCO company. Just like with the Galen context databases, you can scroll down and find that there are some subject categories. So if you thought you were particularly interested in one of these categories, you could click more, see all of the topics within that category. But you also have the option of just pulling up a full topic list again. So in the top right corner of this subject category box, click Show All. And now we have a bunch of topics to look at. And one thing that I like a little bit better about this database than opposing viewpoints is just that they tend to have more topics, but then also some topics that are more specific than some of the ones you'll find in opposing viewpoints. It's probably a good idea to check both of them, look through the topic lists, even if you already know your topic or have a pretty good idea of it, to see which one of these databases may have the closest match to your topic. So, for example, in opposing viewpoints, you can find an issues page on foreign aid. And that's a little bit more general than one that you would find in here, which is public health assistance to sub-Saharan Africa. I just think that's a very specific topic. We also have things like princesses as role models for young girls. Again, much more of a narrow focused topic than something just like gender roles or gender roles in media or something like that. So let's go to one of these topic pages. Let's try free college tuition. We'll open up the topic page, and just like with the in-context databases, you have an overview at the top. One thing that is kind of just a funny thing about this database is that you can have it read to you, and the Gale databases will also read the overview too if you want, but in this database you can choose the accent, so you can have it read to you in an Australian or British accent, and for some reason I just think that's kind of funny. Might as well make your research a little bit more quirky, right? As you are reading this overview, and by the way, the overviews in this database also tend to be much longer, much more in-depth, so there is quite a bit of background information here. And then a bibliography down at the bottom, which sometimes you can also mine for some possible sources. In some cases, there will actually be clickable links. Some of the overviews have a lot of these clickable links. Some don't have any, it just depends. Some will list books in here as well that you could potentially access through interlibrary loan. And the periodicals also, the magazine articles and journal articles, if you don't find them in one of our databases, you can always request those through interlibrary loan. Now, if I go back up, notice that along the right-hand side of the overview, there are some additional helpful things. There's a point and counterpoint. So these are both essays, one obviously giving one argument, and then one offering a counter argument. So a couple of possible arguments to look at here. And below that is a guide to critical analysis, which just gives you some tips about using the database and some tips about your research process. So this is another great place to look for some of these potential topics, and check out some of our other videos that will show you how to use some of the tools in the databases, how to really dig into finding those sources.